The digital divide. What is it? Who does it affect? It is a term that refers to the gap between demographics and regions that have access to modern information and communication technologies and those that don't have or have restricted access. This technology can include telephone, television, personal computers, but most prevalent to us, the internet. Let's first take a look at how the digital divide affects genders. We can see here that 72% of women report to have a connection to the internet as opposed to only 57% of men. In addition to that, 67% of men reported to sending SMS messages as opposed to 45% of women, and only 19% of women reported using mobile internet for their own use. This could be related to two factors. One, as we can see here, the number of individuals who have A-level computing and are computer science graduates is about an 8-to-1 or an 8-to-2 ratio of male to female. It could also have to do with the fact that in today's society, unfortunately, females are still not being paid as much as men for doing the same work, which could contribute to the lack of internet accessibility or devices to access the internet. Moving from gender to race, we can see that the Asian and white populations dominate internet adoption within the household, and the Hispanic, African American, and Native American populations trail all of those by significant margins. When we dive further into this, we can see that African American and Hispanic households that are earning less than $40,000 annually will show significant decreases in both use of internet at home, the availability of having a computer at home, or having a high-speed internet connection by significant differences as opposed to the white population. One can also see that the rate at which Caucasian individuals have been connected to the internet since the year 2000, as we can see left here on the graph, has shown a linear increase as opposed to the Hispanic population, which has been very up and down since the year 2000 to 2010. And while the African American population has been connected to the internet at about the same pace as the white population, it has still been a less percentage of their total population. To finish up with race, let's take a look at how heavily different races rely on their smartphones for health information, educational content, and job seeking compared to laptop or home PC usage. If we take a look here, the white population compared to the blacks and Hispanics uses their smartphone less for information about health conditions, online banking, real estate info, job searches, government service information, educational content, or to apply for a job. We can conclude from this that the black and Hispanic populations do not have internet access on devices such as laptops and home computers compared to the white population, and find it more difficult to use the internet on their small smartphones as opposed to the more advanced systems such as MacBooks, PCs, and laptops. Moving from race into socioeconomics, let's take a look at the availability of internet access dependent on region. As you can see here, the red and yellow regions are commonly associated with poorer socioeconomic areas around the country who also have more limited access to the internet, as opposed to the more affluent areas that we can see in the darker blue, such as the American Northeast, the Midwest and Colorado, and more populated areas along the West Coast, as well as Hawaii and Alaska. This chart here also demonstrates that socioeconomics play a great role in household income and home internet use. When the household median income is from around $80,000 to the upwards of $180,000, we can see that 60% of those individuals have home internet use and access, as opposed to those on the left side in red whose household median income falls below $80,000. That number typically falls well below 60%, so there's a clear association with household median income and home internet use in the United States. For our last take on socioeconomic issues related with home internet access. Let's take a look at these two graphs compared side by side. On the left here in the pink, we have medium household incomes, with the darker color indicating a higher median household income. We can see a clear correlation with the chart here next to it in blue, which is home internet access. The darker colors once again representing higher availability of home internet access, and the lighter colors being less. If you take time to look at both graphs compared side by side, we can see that there is yet again a very clear correlation between median household income and availability of access to the internet, being that the higher the income, the more access there is available, the less income, the less internet access there is available. The question then becomes, now what? As teachers, what can we do to help our students have access to the internet if they don't have it at home? In my opinion, there are three ways. One, try to incorporate technology into the classroom whenever we can, and have at least 2 to 3 internet-based activities in the classroom during the semester. Number 2 being education. Make sure that students know of all their available resources outside of the school, such as other institutions and local libraries where they can go when not in school to have access to the internet. And the third is reach out to the students personally and be able to answer any of their questions they might have and help them in any which way we can to help them gain appropriate access to the internet.